Today's passage comes from Acts chapter 2, verses 42. It says, "They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer." This talks about the early church community, some of the earliest Christians and how they lived. And, being the church and their time spending together was not just an idea or a good suggestion that they tried to just squeeze into their lives. It really became the center of their lives and the center of their community together. And in front of me, I have some devotions that I've done in the past. And while devotions are great things and things that we should do, and I'd say generally start out our day with, sometimes even good things like devotions can just be like a checklist. Like just trying to get through, try to squeeze into our day. And the question I have for us this week is, are we inviting God in our lives throughout our days, no matter what we're doing? And that doesn't mean we shouldn't spend intentional time, but when we look at the early church model and how they lived out their faith, they were devoted. The last time I read that passage, that word that they were devoted really stood out to me. And they were devoted to prayer. They were devoted to fellowship with each other, not just for a short time on a weekend, but every single day. They actually shared their lives together. So my question again is, are we inviting God into everything we do throughout our day, whether it's hanging out with friends or family, whether it's at our job, whether it's just at our hobbies and doing the fun things we like to do, or the way we spend our last hour before we go to bed, or the way we spend our first hour in the morning? Are we inviting God into each and every part of our lives? And then the second question is, are we devoted to fellowship with other believers? We follow the first model of the church. We see that they were devoted. They were devoted to being with each other, and they were devoted to spending time with God, not just squeezing him in, not just marking him off on a checklist, but devoted to knowing him more. And ultimately, that's what God wants, is for us to know him more.